Kyneton House. So our most recent house, again the process is out of the book. The idea of this house was we must be getting, it sounds horribly middle-aged, but we do worry about, we can never make money out of our houses. The university buildings and these larger buildings pay for us to do these houses. So this was me saying, this is a great commission, but we're going to make money out of this. And we're going to design a really simple house with only one idea. It's not going to have 27, it's going to have just one idea. And the first visit to the site was all about the client. We're driving along this beautiful country road and looked up and he said, there's the site there, it's at the top of that hill, and the house wanted to sit just forward to the top of the hill. Actually, what it was, he wanted to build on the top of the hill, and I said, I think that's a terrible idea, we should build forward to the top of the hill, but maybe it's about this beautiful silhouette again, but the silhouette of the hill, we could hold the house into the hillside and pull the roof off and have the roof float above it and affect the silhouette of the hillside. So that'll be the one idea, a very complex roof on a very simple plan. It's incredibly simple. I almost don't recognise it, how it's this simple courtyard plan for a single guy and friends in this visitors pavilion to the left, and the idea of embedding that into the hillside and having this floating roof. And there it is going. Not only is this, I think, the biggest loss we've ever sustained doing a house. It cost us, we brought the project way over budget. We had to rework it so many times, so the house became simpler and simpler. But the poor structural steel contractor that won the job, he closed down his factory for 6 months and did nothing but build this roof for 6 months. So here it is. It doesn't quite sit within the hillside, but you can see the idea of this roof that sits free of the house and floats free at the top of a hill. And I mean, I think sometimes we do things that are actually more complex or look more complex than they were. This is the opposite. This, to me, looks simple. I don't know why, but the level of complexity to actually build this roof during this course of construction was just mammoth. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is just a intentionally black and white shot. It's unfinished. There's one idea that finally, after getting over the economic hurt of building the house, the client, who now lives in America, has agreed to allow us to build its unfinished part, which is stitching together the vineyards with a big steel framed wall that just floats free of the house and comes through. So one of the rows of vineyards stitches into this vast steel frame that sits in underneath this hovering edge, and then cut out of the frame are repeats of these various windows. So you look through this big green wall, and so there it is unfinished. I think they start work on it this week. So inside, by pushing up and creating the skylights, this complete clerestory and these fragmented ends over this large veranda is the big idea of this house. There's another little idea which I'm quite pleased with. One of my little sketches at the end of the process is this fireplace. So we just got the firebox, the most beautiful firebox we could find, and then just this little steel and timber device that takes firewood and a hi-fi and a telly. It's the only bit of real furniture in the house. So the view out, so you can again just see this repeated geometry of the skylights and the fractured ends of the veranda. The inner courtyard, and this is some part, again, we came in over budget, but the idea was this courtyard shouldn't exist in this form. The landscape, again, with the grapevines, meant to come right through and you squeeze around them to get to the front door, but we ran out of money, so it's just a large area. But we did in this job, I think, quite crisply design the otherwise very simple base of the house. The effect of sunlight, again, that play of light at the edge, rather what can be just kind of dull veranda becomes much more interesting. This is a car I own, which I can't really say influenced the design of the house, but it is a bit of a favourite. And at the end of the house, we drove the car up because it's about an hour and a half out of Melbourne, and it's a Zagato-bodied Lancia full. We'd actually designed in 1966. That's one of the later ones. It's 1971. But you can see this idea of taking an organic form of a curve and actually pleating it, which Zagato always did with their car body design, to find pleats, and then the way that pleat would then run and change shape over a car body kind of is sort of in a much simpler form what we were trying to do here with this roof. So here's the last of these. Actually, God, this is like so many cantilevers into that steel to actually cantilever virtually in 3 directions off 2 columns, but just wanted to pirouette over this it's a very windy area, so over this courtyard that takes fireplaces and so forth. And then these fractured ends of the veranda.